What's up, everybody? I'm Dan Martell, serial entrepreneur, investor, and creator of SaaS Academy. In this episode, I'm going to share with you how to become an authority, how to create authority in your market to attract perfect fit customers to your business. And be sure to stay at the end where I'm going to share with you an exclusive resource called the Authority Engine on how to do everything I'm going to teach you in an automated way. I literally spend 12 days a year producing 12 months worth of content. I'm going to teach you how to do that in that resource. But in this session, we're going to get deep on how to overcome your fears to produce content. I'm going to give you the framework. We're going to make it easy. And best of all, we're going to have some fun. So when I first started shooting videos, I was crazy nervous. So nervous that my whole neck and face would get red. If you go back to the early videos on my YouTube channel, you will literally see a blotchy red neck Dan, Sam's laughing in the background here, trying to spit out just information like full blast, like no breathing, just because I thought that's what people do on YouTube. And over the years, and it was tough for me. I was so outside of my comfort zone. I would get super sweaty and nervous. I wouldn't sleep the night before I'd have to go shoot videos. But what drove me was this belief that learning how to communicate to a camera, it's the weirdest thing. Speaking to a group of people, even though a lot of people, public speaking is scarier than death, right? They'd rather be in the coffin than giving the eulogy at a funeral. Doing it with a camera is so crazy because there's nobody there. It's just you and the camera. And you're like, hey, I'm going to have a conversation. But I kept pushing forward. I spent 3 months in my studio failing to the point that my videographer, Jared, at the time, pleaded with me, can we just get 2 cameras? Can we get 2 angles? Because I was committed to learning how to do this in one take. That's what's crazy. A lot of people don't realize, but all my videos I've ever done, one take. Okay, every once in a while, I'll get to the very end and something will explode in the studio and we have to edit just to finish. But 99.9%, I'm just sitting here, sharing, talking, telling stories because I wanted to learn that craft. Now, if I get in front of a room, literally, it's not that I'm not nervous because I care so much, I do get nervous, but if I'm at a wedding and somebody asks me to give a toast or I got to give a speech for my team or whatever it is, I'm at a business event and somebody asks me to stand up and share a few thoughts, not an issue because I've got the reps, I did the work, and the impact blew my mind. The fact that I've built one of the largest SaaS coaching companies in the world, the fact that I've been able to attract some of the best team members to come work with me to create this crazy organization, the fact that I've had tens of millions of people view my content across all our different social channels. I'm almost at 100,000 subscribers on YouTube, which is gonna be a party because it's literally 7 years of producing what everybody else would consider boring software content. But I was committed to sharing everything I'd ever learned. And to build this community, I'm just crazy grateful. I'm grateful for you listening. I'm grateful for every comment I ever got. I'm grateful for every subscriber. I'm just grateful that this is actually the work I get to do. I think it's crazy that I get to reflect on my life, pull out the insights that inspired me, share it with all of you, reinforcing it with me, pushing me to become a better version for all of you. And that's kind of what I do. Whew, that's an awesome trait. Now I want to encourage all of you guys to do it because if you do it right, you will literally explode your business. You will have more opportunities to partner. You'll have build more trust in the market with your competitors even. And the coolest part is if you're trying to build a SaaS company and achieve what we call the perfect exit, it's what I teach in SaaS Academy, then you will have people that know of you through the nature of you just putting out content. Building authority in your market is one of the most powerful ways to do marketing. So what I want to share with you is how to do it. Step 1, teach, don't sell. So a lot of people want to get on video and they want to just talk about their product and use my product. My product's awesome and here's a tour and and use it. That's not what's going to get people to show up. At the end of the day, a lot of people aren't even problem aware and they're not even solution aware, meaning that they don't even know they have a problem that you can solve with your product. And even if they knew they had a problem, they aren't looking for a solution yet. And you need to pull them into it. You need to make them aware that you can add value to their life, you can solve a problem. And through that, you earn the right to then talk about the thing that you've built that maybe they should consider. And teaching education-based marketing is one of the most powerful ways to do it. But I'm going to give you the specific way to collect what you should teach. And it's called the SMIQ question. I got it from my buddy Ryan. Single most important question. So the question I asked, I posted on Instagram the other day, right? Like I do this all the time. I just ask my tribe, when it comes to a challenge, what is your number one biggest, or when it comes to an outcome, what is the number one biggest challenge you face? So when it comes to hiring an HVAC company, what is the number one challenge you face in doing that? When it comes to scaling your business, what's the number one challenge? But be specific. So the primary outcome has to be specific, and then what is the number one challenge? And then people will give it to you. Well, what they're giving to you is the hit list for content. This is awesome. You can literally say, when it comes to setting up your laptop, what is the number one challenge? Literally, it doesn't matter what industry you're in. You could be in HR, you could be in MarTech, you could be in lawn care, you could be in tourism. Right? When it comes to planning your next vacation, what is the number one challenge you face? And literally they'll tell you, trying to find places my friend's gone that they can vouch for, or whatever it is. And then you can like look at these answers and decide to produce the content. That is one of the most powerful ways to become an authority, is to literally teach, don't sell, education-based marketing. If you give to the market, then they will eventually go, who is this person? What do they do? I keep watching this stuff and it's good content, but who are they? And then if you're teaching health, or you're teaching business, or you're teaching marketing, they're going to lean in and they're going to, oh, you got a product over here? What does this do? I trust you. I like you. Let me see what you got. Huge opportunity. Number 2, the Create Anything framework. Okay. So one of the things you'll learn quickly with me, if you ever get an opportunity to coach with me, is I'm a frameworks guy. I grew up designing software, database designs, front-end mock-ups. I'm a process-driven kind of guy. So I believe the fastest way for me to move, if I want to move as fast as possible, is to create a framework that I follow so I don't have to be creative every time, right? So you can be more creative when you have guardrails. So what I did a while ago is I outlined this structure for creating content, and I call it the Create Anything framework. I teach it to all of my clients because it literally is like 7 different steps. If you nail, I believe you will create compelling content. So I'm going to teach you behind the scenes how this works, but if you follow it, you will be able to not only produce content really quick. So that's the number one benefit, is I can produce 8 videos a day, no problem, just following this outline. Get in front of a camera, shoot it, be good to go, right? So here's the first one, is opportunity. Here's the opportunity. This is what I want for you. I'm pitching the vision. Number 2 is challenge. But if you do that, here's maybe the challenges you face in the path. That creates the gap. I want the desire. I want to teach you how to get this outcome, but I'm also going to tell you what's hard about this so that you understand that there's a lot to know, and it's not as easy as just saying, I want this. There's also some fears you're probably having, and you connect with the emotional side. So opportunity and challenges. Then we want to go to story. We want to go to your story. What is your personal story or a client story about how they faced this challenge? They went through the process and the journey of trying to solve it, and eventually discovering your product, or you having the aha has solved that, and this is the results you've achieved. Okay? So sometimes I call it the 3, well, not all, sometimes I call it the 3 S's. I didn't want to complicate our conversation today, but the 3 S's is the situation you were in, the struggle you went through, and then the solution of where you're at now. It's just a beautiful little story arc. It could take 3 minutes to tell. Very simple. I started this episode sharing my journey about shooting video. Go rewatch it. I'm literally using the framework. It's like Inception. It's like the meta of the meta. I'm like doing it while I'm doing the video, teaching you how to do it, then telling you that I did it. Okay. So we go to the story, then we talk about the steps. Okay, so what are the steps? There are 3 steps, 5 steps to get the outcome. Then we talk about myth or data, some data point that really amplifies and encourages the person to do the thing you want them to do, the outcome they want to achieve. Then you recap. Here's what I told you. This is why. So you do a recap, because you know teaching is always about telling what you're going to tell them what you told them. And then finally, it's CTA, it's call to action. Always leave them with a call to action. If it's subscribing to your newsletter, signing up for a trial, downloading some kind of lead magnet that you've created specifically for your content, or going to buy a book. It literally can be any call to action, but you do not want to encourage, you want to teach something and not encourage action at the end. Those are the 7 steps, okay? So write them down. I'm going to give them to you real quick. Number 1, opportunity, big idea. Challenges, you probably tried this in the past, here's what you face. Here's my story of going through and learning this, or you can tell a client story. These are the steps you need to do in sequence to be successful. Then here's a myth or belief. Like for example, to create authority, a lot of people think you need a whole crazy studio set up so that you can, produce this high quality video and all this stuff. Everybody's got a freaking smartphone in their back pocket. It's a supercomputer in your back pocket with a camera, and the new one's got a view called cinematic. Okay, the cinematic setting literally gives you like cinema quality video. It's crazy. You do not need anything more than your phone. Okay, that's the myth I'm gonna bust, okay? Or you find a data point. Number 1 search engine in the world right now is not, or the number 2 search engine in the world is YouTube. And if you produce how-to content for your perfect fit customers, they will find you and they will buy your software. And then finally, you do recap and then call to action, okay? So that is the create anything framework. I'm only on step 2, but I want to at least share that with you so that you can start building authority. Number 3, distribution. So once you've created all this content, that's great, but content creation is 20% of the challenge. The other 80% of the challenge and where you should be focusing your energy is on distribution. So how do you get distribution? Here's my philosophy, is I want to take, and this is what I love about video, is I want to take video and then slice it up into different content types. So here's what we got. If I've got video, I've got audio, so I've got my podcast. If I've got video, I can pull out the big things, I can write my email. If I've got video, I can create snippets and I can post it on every social media account out there. And today with the proliferations of like this short story type content, you can slice it up, do TikTok, you can do shorts on YouTube, you can do Instagram, you can do Snapchat. You can literally take one piece of content and slice it up for all of it. You can write out long form content for Medium, for LinkedIn. I mean, the platforms change so much that I'm kind of like, reluctant to mention them because they will change all the time. Depending on when you watch this, there will be different platforms available for you for distribution. But the key is literally do an audit of all the different social platforms you've got and ask yourself, how do I produce the content from the video that you've created to fit that specific platform? And I would highly encourage, if you have the resources, to do native editing for the desired outcome platform. Don't just copy and paste stuff for Facebook straight to TikTok, straight to Instagram. It doesn't work as well as natively editing for TikTok or Instagram as examples, okay? So that is distribution. Number 4 is engage. One of the benefits of producing content and teaching and helping people is comments, interactions, responses. And I think, what I do now, just because we get hundreds, is I spend the first day. So we publish most of our content on Monday, and that day I'm in there replying to comments all over the place, okay? After the fact, I try to get the team to bring to surface if there's any issues, concerns, questions that I need my attention. But for the most part, I reward those that are quick to post on it. But if you're starting off and you want to build your community, because I did this for years, you want to reply to every one of them. And there's tools that you can set up to listen, to easily aggregate all the comments and messages and @replies and put it all in one spot. These different social media monitoring tools. And then that way you can just block out 1.5 hours of your time throughout the week to just engage in your community. But if you don't engage with your community, then people are just going to think you're just posting and ghosting. They're going to think that you don't care about their opinion, their thoughts. And the truth is those comments are business opportunities, content ideas, relationships, perks. I mean, the amount of my desk is literally full. If I could turn the camera, is full of books and gifts from people in my community that just send me stuff because of content I put out there. Thank you for everything you do. I mean, it's literally just messages of people. Like, it's just awesome. Vanessa's a great friend, actually, and you should get her book. Just came out, Q's. But for me, it's all about engaging so that people feel seen, heard, and appreciated. Okay, ignore the negative, give kudos to the good stuff, and make sure you make it part of your process. So quick recap, see what I'm doing there. Number 1, teach, don't sell. Number 2, use the Create Anything framework. Number 3, distribution. And number 4, engage with your community. As I mentioned at the beginning of this episode, I want to give you an exclusive resource called the Authority Engine. Here's why. If you do it right, your marketing will help way more people than your product ever will. Okay, this is why this Authority Engine is so powerful. So I'm going to show you exactly how I pull the questions and the scripts and the process and the publishing format. Just click the link to get access to that. That's an internal training for you so that you can really amp up your authority in the market. And I want to leave you with this one quote from Regis McKenna. Okay, the education is the best marketing. Education is the best marketing. Regis McKenna, super smart marketing guy. Education is the best marketing. That's what I got for you today. As per usual, I want to challenge you all to live a bigger life and a bigger business, and I'll see you next week.